I've been to all 50 countries in Europe.
Bonjour!
Most of them 3 or more times, and in this video, I'm gonna rank each nation starting from my favorite.
It is the best city in Europe, one of the best in the world.
All the way down to my least favorite. And yes, right now, I'm in the beautiful city of Kyiv, Ukraine. The criteria for my ranking is overall friendliness,
cheese,
affordability, cuisine.
That is very good.
Nightlife, natural beauty, historical wonders.
I was not expecting to see this in Sicily.
Woo! And most importantly, the ability to not have to go out of your way to have an authentic cultural experience.
It's unbelievable.
All right, let's begin with my favorite country in Europe and where I am reporting to you right now to kick off this video.
Let's go!
Number 1, the Czech Republic. Here I am in Old Town Square in Prague. It's literally my favorite place on the planet. Look at this. It is so beautiful. Medieval architecture, incredible churches, the oldest functioning astronomical clock tower in the world. And it just doesn't get any better than this. Even though I've spent a year of my life in this city, I still have the goosebumps every time I'm here.
I love it.
Yes, this is the very city that I studied abroad in 2012 when I was a junior in college, but I've just fallen in love with this city and this country. And let me tell you why. There are many cities around this country that are stunningly beautiful, like Pilsen, where they brew the famous Pilsen Urquell beer. There's a city in the north called Liberec, which is near the mountains by the Poland border. There's a town called Olomouc in the east and Brno also in the east. And all the little Czech towns and villages are so cool because you're in Bohemia. That's actually what the region is called, like the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. But what's really cool about Czech Republic is you're right on the border of Eastern Europe and Western Europe. So you still get that Eastern European flair and culture. And my parents' generation, the ones who grew up in the 70s and 80s and even 90s, they grew up in communism. So they have a different outlook on life, and it wasn't so happy-go-lucky for them growing up. And that's maybe why you think Czech people don't smile so much at you on the streets and you think that they're rude, but actually they're super friendly and super cool once you get to know them.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. But the way the society runs in Prague, it's super safe, super clean. You have that like Western European comfort a little bit here, but you still have the grunge of Eastern Europe. So there's graffiti on the wall. Some of the street signs are ripped off. It's way, way, way more affordable than Western Europe. For example, if you drive an hour from here, you're already in Dresden, Germany. And it's way cheaper in the Czech Republic than it is in Western Europe. Beer is still cheaper than water here, even though it has gotten quite pricey over the last few years.
So we just sat down at a restaurant here in Prague and I ordered this beer, which was $2 for a half liter. And this tiny little water in a glass can is $3.
The Czech Republic is loaded with beautiful parks, cafes, restaurants, bars. It's amazing for nightlife.
This is so awesome!
It's family friendly. All the streets have this cobblestone like everywhere in Prague. It's so cool. They're like pieces of sand all over the city. It is extremely safe here, way more than other cities I've been to in Europe. Even pickpocketing is pretty minimal, if you would ask me, compared to a place like Paris or Barcelona. What I love about Prague is, yes, it's the biggest city in Czech Republic, but it's still pretty small. There's about 1 million people here, but you feel like you can know all the different areas. It's not overwhelmingly big, and you can really walk around the entire Old Town in just a couple hours. It's really great if you like exploring by foot. Public transportation around this country is immaculate. It's perfect, always on time, easy to get around. You do not need to have a car if you live here. If I'm being honest, the one thing that's not amazing about the Czech Republic is the food. It's very heavy meat and potatoes and sauerkraut and cabbage. But you know what? You don't come here for the food. You come here for the fun, the beautiful atmosphere, the relaxing vibes of Czech Republic. Look, they're setting up a farmer's market in front of me. There's gonna be a beautiful little farmer's market here. Also, my favorite small town in Europe is in southern Czech. It's called Český Krumlov. It is beautiful and charming, just like it is here over the Vltava River with Charles Bridge in the distance, one of the oldest bridges in the world. I just freaking love this country so much. Number 2, Serbia. I cannot tell you how good it feels to be back in Serbia after 7 years. Also staying in Eastern Europe, but this time the capital of the Balkan region and former Yugoslavia. Serbia is amazing. I've been there maybe 7 or 8 times. I love the people. They're so outgoing in nature. They're friendly. They're kind of like Spanish people. They're very loud, very nationalistic, very proud of their country. Belgrade is amazing. It is not very touristy, so you have these beautiful medieval castles and charming old town streets, restaurants, bars. A lot of them you have to yourself because there's just not many tourists there. There's a beautiful fortress in Belgrade, right where the Danube and the Sava rivers meet each other. But even getting out of Belgrade, there's a town in the south called Niš, which is beautiful. Up in the north, there's a town called Sombor, which is actually where Jokic is from, the best basketball player in the world right now. There's a town in the north called Novi Sad where they have an amazing music festival in the summer called Exit, which I really want to go to. And all around Serbia, you really just can feel the energy, the pulse of this country, unlike others. It's so amazing if you want to go out, make some friends, hang out, I mean, play sports. Also, Novak Djokovic, the best tennis player of all time, is from Serbia. So it's a tiny country, but has such a big impact on global sports, which is cool if you like sports like I do. The food in Serbia is pretty good if you like meat. They have cevapcici, which are these like thick meatball things. They drink this yogurt thing that they also drink in Turkey. If they drink it in Turkey, it's called like ardian there, but the one in Serbia is more, it's saltier and it definitely is an acquired taste. I always like to tell people that Belgrade feels like a mini Berlin with graffiti on the walls, which ironically I'm walking on this street in Prague right now. It feels like the East Gallery wall, where the Berlin Wall is covered in murals. But Belgrade has that vibe. The music scene's amazing. It's hipster. I don't know how else to explain it. You just got to go there yourself and feel it. It feels different than the rest of Europe. And not to mention there's beautiful Orthodox churches everywhere. It's really a dream. And I always want to be back in Serbia. And I hope that if there's one takeaway from this video, it would be to visit Eastern Europe in general. It's just fantastic. Number 3, Spain. Spain is just as good as it gets. And I freaking love this country. Let me tell you why. So of course, the big cities of Barcelona, Madrid are amazing and you have to visit and they should not be overlooked.
It doesn't get any better than this.
But the beauty of Spain for me is the south and the north. The southern region is called Andalusia, which is so beautiful. You have towns like Granada, Sevilla, Cordoba.
We are out here in southern Spain and there's this amazing little town of these cave homes carved into the mountain. You guys have to see this to believe it.
One of the most beautiful mosques I've ever seen is in Cordoba. There's this Moorish architecture which comes from Morocco. It's really close to the border of Morocco. You just have to cross the small sea right there.
Right now I'm inside the Mezquita in Cordoba, Spain. Just one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen in this architecture.
No problema. The people of Spain, just like Serbians, are really loud and friendly and passionate. Seriously, like if you've ever met a Spaniard before, you know that they're Spanish because they're just loud. They want to be heard.
Say that and then what is this?
As I pass under Charles Bridge, we learn more. I actually took my dad on our annual father-son golf trip in Andalusia. We had an absolute blast.
That's right. In the hole, Papa. Very good playa. Thank you.
It is literally every golfer's dream to be down there. The road trip was beautiful. The food was incredible. The jamón, the seafood, the tapas. But then, you gotta go up north to the northern coast of Spain where I just took my team on an incredible road trip, which I do every year to celebrate the growth of the channel. We started in San Sebastian in the Basque County, which was absolutely stunning. The wine, the food, the ocean, the seafood, the views, the cliffs, and then we drove the whole northern coast of Spain all the way to a town in Galicia, which is on the northwestern part of the country, to a town called Vigo, which I don't think I've ever seen a more charming town in my life than Vigo, Spain. Put that town on your radar. It will not disappoint. Man, on this walk right now around Prague, I'm finding all these little squares and little alleyways that I've never found before. It's pretty awesome. But Spain has it all. It's a huge country. It has great vibes all around. If you like ocean, you got it. If you want mountains, you got it. If you like to drink, go out and party, you like sangria, the fruity wine that comes from there. It's all in Spain and it's all fantastico. Why am I doing this with my hands all of a sudden? Number 4, Iceland. Oh! We got it. If you like natural beauty, then Iceland is your spot. Wow. Pretty cool. Holy shit. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world and the best to road trip it, starting in Reykjavik, the capital city, which is quite nice. There are a lot of beautiful things to do in that city and it's definitely worth visiting, like the beautiful church, which looks quite different than this one, the Blue Lagoon, which is a place that you just detox for a while. It's a geothermal hot bath, which there's a lot of those around Iceland. The Blue Lagoon is just the most famous one.
Oh man, that burning sensation of being so hot.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is so cool, man.
Oh my God.
I feel like we're gonna be here for at least 30 minutes. One of the coolest experiences of my life was playing golf at the northernmost golf course in the world where it was light outside 24/7 in the summer. Let's go! But I recommend you to get in a car and drive south to a little town called Vik on the southern coast. There's black sanded beaches down there. It's a totally different vibe and feel than Reykjavik. It's way more remote. And just driving through Iceland, you will see volcanoes, you will see beautiful rolling hills, you will see ocean cliffs and views like you've never seen. And the people of Iceland, there's only a couple 100,000 of them in the whole country and they're super friendly. There's a town in the west called Sticky Salmur, which actually went on a cruise ship that continued onwards to Greenland. It was a small town of about 3,000 people, but really, really nice. The best salmon I've ever tasted in my life was there. And it's just the epitome of what I love and enjoy about Scandinavia is all found in Iceland. The language is crazy. You won't understand anything. The signs are all like FQZ75. They might as well be in Arabic or in Mandarin because I really have a hard time grasping it.
Hamilisino asonor asafinifino.
Grabrak gar gar.
But everybody speaks English, so there's no communication barrier. You will absolutely love your time in Iceland. If you want to try bizarre food, you could try fermented shark. I thought it was the worst thing I've ever tried in my life, and I've tried almost everything. The smell, I can taste it on my lips right now. It's disgusting. But other than that, the cuisine is lovely. Everything is delicate and safe and clean and fancy. It's a very fancy country. It's very eco-friendly to travel there. It's like a minimalistic lifestyle. You just jump in a car, go around. You don't have to bring all these things with you. You just want to go enjoy nature. There are beautiful fjords to check out, which are these like tall little mountain things that come straight out of the water, and you can only find them in a few countries in the world. And of course, the Northern Lights. It's one of the best places on earth to see the Northern Lights. I've sadly failed every time. If you've seen the Northern Lights, let me know in the comments down below where, because I'm dying to see them. Number 5, Ukraine. Yes, that's right. I'm in Ukraine right now. I'm in the beautiful city of Lviv. I've actually been here for the last week, traveling around the country, documenting my experiences. I was actually here 9 years ago.
How cool is that building?
So this is my second time in Ukraine. It's very different these days with the war, which I'll get into in a little bit. But all I gotta say is this country is so charming and beautiful and different than the rest of Europe. First of all, it's massive. It's actually the largest country in Europe. It's like 1,500 kilometers or something from west to east. The people are amazing, they're beautiful. Things are charming here, like where I am in the west. It feels like Prague. The city's super unique and beautiful. Cobblestone streets, you have the buildings with the blocks like this. There's little artsy things on every corner. It's just like a freaking dream here. Of course, you have the capital city of Kyiv, which has the most majestic temples and churches and gardens. Behind me is St. Sophia's Cathedral. It's the oldest cathedral in Eastern Europe. Such a special moment and surreal to actually be back here. Absolutely incredible. It's like a freaking hidden gem there. It's more beautiful than almost any other city I've been to in Eastern Europe. It's also really, really affordable in Ukraine. Not even because of the war. It was actually really cheap when I was here 9 years ago. So things are extremely affordable. If you want to go out to get food, if you want to go out to the bar, and speaking of bars, there's a lot of nightlife here. And I want to say even during the war, it's been amazing to meet people and see how resilient they are. They've all had friends and family that have lost limbs or lost their lives. The people are really trying to move on, and we're really just trying to get past these dark days. And it's been really humbling and emotional to travel Ukraine during these days. And I will have a video coming out soon on my YouTube channel, which is gonna share real stories as I experience them in real time here in Ukraine. Because it's so big, there's so many different areas to explore. We have the Carpathian Mountains, which is actually the same mountain range that goes to Transylvania in Romania. And it's also the mountains that originally split Europe and Asia. So there's a lot of culture there. There's a lot of beautiful villages. There's a lot of cool castles, which actually we just went to one earlier today. We're here at autumn, so you can see the trees that just started to change colors. Pretty awesome. It's a beautiful little village here. You have people selling homemade stuff that they cook literally in their backyard. And it's a very, very nice life out here. The point is, all around Ukraine is beautiful nature. You have hikes, you have outdoor sports, even beaches on the Black Sea. I've never been to Odessa, but I've heard amazing things about it. You have Chernobyl, which is a place I've always wanted to go. Maybe I'll make it there someday. And yeah, Ukraine, it's a very, very special country. I've actually raved about it since I came 9 years ago. And it's really a pleasure to be here again, and I wish and hope the best for the future of this country. And I really, really hope that the war will stop, because war is just absolutely terrible for anyone. Number 6 is Portugal. Oh, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this one because Portugal is that special. So of course you have Lisbon, the capital city. I've been there maybe 6-7 times. I love the look of these Portuguese churches. Man, it's so beautiful. I recently went to Porto. I took my team on a road trip through northern Spain and down the northern coast of Portugal, and I really love Porto. It's like a mini version of Lisbon. It's quaint, a lot of beautiful cafes and churches, and it's just like a hip, cool vibe. I actually like Porto maybe even more than Lisbon. But the best part about Portugal is the Algarve, which is a region in the southern coast. Took my dad on a golf trip down there. Nice shot! Oh, yes! Eagle! We had an absolute blast. Talk about some of the best seafood I've ever had. Great sorts of wines, sangria. Oh. Really, really friendly and warm people.
Drew Binsky. What's up, bro? You're one of my favorites.
Dude, muchísimas gracias. In my opinion, they're similar to the Spaniards in that they're just very loving, and you know, they give you kisses on the cheeks when you see them, and they're just cool people to be around. Like, you want to be around Portuguese people.
Be happy, be happy.
The country's pretty small, but they've obviously had a lot of influence on the world through colonization. Brazil, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique, Angola, a lot of countries around the world speak Portuguese. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's not the point. The point is Portugal's awesome. They have great fruits. In fact, here's a random fact. In Iran, the word for orange is Portugal because the Portuguese were able to bring really fresh oranges by boat to Iran way back in the day. I think that's a really cool little fun fact. If you have a sweet tooth, you have to try pastel de nata, which is a famous pastry that's made in Lisbon, the famous shop where the original one comes from. There's always a long line out the door, so you could probably try it. So if you want to wait, you can wait for it, or you could try it somewhere else. It's also really affordable in Portugal. That's why a lot of young entrepreneurs and tech and crypto people are moving to Portugal because of the lifestyle, and it's very cheap. Yes, it uses the euro, but it's way more affordable than almost any other country in Western Europe, and I will always love Portugal, and I can't wait to go back. Number 7 is Romania, just a nearby country to Ukraine. As I just mentioned, the Carpathian Mountains actually go down into Romania, into a beautiful region called Transylvania, where you can find Dracula's castle.
I am Dracula.
A bunch of other really historical monuments. There's a town called Brașov, which is my favorite in Romania. It's tucked away in the mountains, and there's another really beautiful village called Sinaia, which you have to visit. Of course, Bucharest is the bustling capital city, and there's a lot of really cool development there. It's really beautiful, and there's hardly any tourists. Also very affordable. There's a lot of IT and tech out there. A lot of people are super smart coders, and so there's a lot of coffee shops, a lot of really fast Wi-Fi, which is amazing. And in general, Romania has a lot of rich folklore and medieval castles, dark stories. A lot of people who are interested in dark tourism like to go there for its haunted vibes and medieval structures on every corner. I got lost in the villages there, and I found a lot of really unique traditions. There was a beer drinking festival that I went to. There was a cheese making exhibition. People dressed up in Romanian outfits, singing songs. It's very festive. I just really love Eastern Europe. I think that'll be one of the main themes in this video. I just feel very alive there, and I feel very uplifted to see how people are living their lives out here in Eastern Europe. Food, I would say, is decent. It's not really the best food I've ever had in Eastern Europe. Although Ukraine and Romania, well, if we mix them together, between borscht soup and between dumplings and between a lot of the cottage cheeses and jams that you can find, honey, raspberries, grapes, it's pretty good in that regard. But there's not really like internationally known dishes that you have to try from one of these two countries. Next on my list in Romania is a western town called Timișoara, which is just like a 2-hour drive from Belgrade. I want to check that place out, and yeah. I don't know, guys. If you come in the autumn season, which is where it is now, you can see the trees changing colors and all the tourists are gone from these places. And in general, they're just not touristy at all, and they're super enjoyable. I could not rave more about Romania, Ukraine, and all these countries in this part of Europe. Hey guys, just want to take a quick second and thank Saily for sponsoring this video. Saily is a new eSIM service app which allows you to choose from several affordable eSIM plans in over 180 countries. That way you can always have a good connection when you need it. With Saily, an eSIM can be installed only once, and there are different affordable data plans to choose from. It also has global and regional plans in case you're planning to visit several countries on one trip. Now you don't need to wait in a long line at the airport to get a local SIM card. Plus, you can avoid scammers who are selling fake SIM cards outside train stations and airports. With Saily, you will not run out of data at the worst possible moment because they will notify you when you've used over 80% of your data. And then you can just top up your plan with just a few clicks. All Saily eSIM plans are compatible for iOS or Android devices. There's a chat support 24/7, and you can get a full refund if your device isn't eSIM compatible. Right now, you can get a 15% discount on Saily data plans by clicking this QR code or hit the link in my bio and use the code Drew Binsky at checkout. All right, now let's get back to the story. Number 8, the Netherlands. We are gonna move out west to one of the most beautiful countries in Europe, a small country, a country that has a massive impact on the world. Did you know that New York was at one point, or almost called New Amsterdam, because of Dutch colonizers? Indonesia, Madagascar, these countries have a lot of Dutch words and Dutch influence, which you would never believe. The reason Madagascar is because a lot of the people that live there are actually ethnically from Indonesia, which have traces back to Netherlands. I love the open-mindedness of Dutch people. They're tall, they're really accepting to the world. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, wherever you come from. Suriname, that's actually a Dutch-speaking country in South America. People are really cool. They're genuine. They like to go out and have fun. They love parties. A lot of my favorite DJs in the world come from the Netherlands or Holland. I want to make something straight, guys. Holland is just part of the Netherlands. It's like there's North Holland and South Holland. Obviously, Amsterdam and Rotterdam, the two biggest cities, are in the region of Holland, but the country of Netherlands is much bigger than Holland. You have amazing cities like Kinderdijk, which is where the windmills are. It's a UNESCO site. You have beautiful canals of Utrecht, which is actually the most bike-friendly place in the world. And it's my favorite city in the Netherlands because it's like Amsterdam, but way smaller. It's a university town, so there's a lot of students, and it's just really amazing with no tourists, and it's way cheaper as well. In the south and east, you have Breda and Eindhoven, which I've been many, many times. They're just chill spots. I mean, all these towns in the Netherlands have beautiful canals running through them, just charming people. I just can't tell you how enjoyable it is to walk around the Netherlands. Like, I'm just smiling the whole time for no reason. Like, any day that you're walking around Amsterdam is just a great day. The layout of the city is awesome. Whenever I tell people I love the Netherlands, they're like, oh, you like smoking weed? Actually, I don't like smoking weed. And I like the Netherlands for every reason apart from smoking weed. Who cares if there's weed shops? It's just the open-mindedness of the people. There's a great beer selection. Cheers. The food is actually pretty good.
That looks amazing. Wow.
They have great sandwiches, they have great hot dogs, wieners.
Really tasty.
There's actually a fast food place called Febo, F-E-B-O, and you basically put €1 into this like microwave box looking compartment or thing. It's like you're getting a soda from a vending machine, but you turn the knob and then like a burger comes out. So I thought that's pretty fun. And they also have a food called bitterballen, which is like this fried ball of, I don't even know what's in it, but it's delicious. Great cheeses in the Netherlands. Everyone speaks perfect English. And the biking culture, man, if the cities are like built for biking, and where I currently live in Prague, it's like a terrible city for biking because there's no bike lanes. In Amsterdam, literally every city, every single part of the Netherlands is extremely bike friendly. So if you do go there, get on a bike and explore. You'll love it. I just arrived safely in country number 9, Austria. I'm in beautiful Salzburg, and as you can see, it is an absolute gem of a day. Look at this, perfect weather, absolutely stunning out here. What's significant about Austria for me is that I'm Austrian. My grandfather was born here, so I have a really cool connection to this country. It's so beautiful, and it's really underrated and overlooked by its neighbors, Germany, Italy, and Switzerland, because there's so much here. You have the Alps, you have amazing food, hello schnitzel. It's the birthplace of classical music, Beethoven, Mozart, and it's very charming. And believe it or not, people here actually speak German. There's no such thing as Austrian language. The language is called German.
Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und ihr kommt uns in Wien besuchen. Bis bald.
But it's really cool, it's really beautiful, and as you can see, like, you can't really go wrong with coming to Austria. It's one of those places that you visit and you realize, okay, this place is special, I'm gonna come back and back again. Some of my favorite spots in Austria are Innsbruck, which is the gateway to the Austrian Alps. Really good skiing up there, beautiful town, high up in the mountains. Of course, you have the big bustling city of Vienna with tons of palaces, great food.
Welcome to Vienna. We are at the Stephansplatz. Right there is the Stephansdom, the main church of Austria.
The city is thriving. There's another small town called Linz, which is stunning. And actually there's a place on the border of Liechtenstein called Feldkirch. I went there in 2015. It was really special. And of course, you can't beat Salzburg. Austria wins. That leads me into country number 10, Italy. Buongiorno. Italy. There's so much to say about Italy. A lot of people would tell me to put this as number 1. And Italy's so great, it's hard to keep out of the top 10. We're here in the Plaza de Campo, which is the biggest square here in town. It's just so charming, it's such an amazing place.
Oh, wow.
Venice is probably my least favorite place in Italy. It's a human zoo. There's too much going on there, too many people walking around. You know, my first time going to Italy, I went to Florence and Rome. So those two cities really have a special place in my heart. I've been back many, many times since then. You know, they say that Rome is a walking museum, and it really is. You just walk around and you see things like this. I really enjoy northern Italy. So Lake Como, the whole area up there is so stunning. It's just an hour-and-a-half drive from Milan, and it's a totally different world. It's clean here. Fresh air, you have cobblestone streets, really, really nice scenery. Surprisingly, the lake is a lot clearer than I thought. See these ducks? You can see the ground. I also really like the island of Sicily, which is technically part of Italy. Part of the beauty of traveling to a place like Sicily is getting lost. It's way more rugged and run down. You got Palermo, beautiful church / Duomo here. Unbelievable. It's really kind of where like the mafia was started and invented. So you kind of have those vibes out there.
Those who want respect, give respect.
Sicilian food is great.
I'm gonna go as far as saying this is one of the best street food snacks in Europe. Sicilian rice ball. Yeah.
And you have these ancient Roman ruins in Sicily that are unmissable. Whoa, check this out. I was not expecting to see this in Sicily. Soon I want to road trip the boot of Italy. There's a lot to see down there. Milan is the fashion capital of the world. There's so much going on in this country, and it's so big that you always got to keep going back and visit. And I feel like this was obvious enough that I didn't have to tell you this, but Italian food is fantastic. And it goes way beyond pizza, pasta, and wine. Country number 11 is Slovenia. One of the most beautiful places in the world is Lake Bled. Right now I'm at Lake Bled in Slovenia, and it's really known for having this 17th century church right in the middle on this island. You can see it behind me. It is so cool. It's so pristine. The nature here is incredible. I love it so much that I've actually been 3 times, and I've taken my family there because it's just so awesome. The capital city of Ljubljana actually has like the most coffee shops per capita than any city in Europe. It's awesome. You can just sit along the river like this. You can have your coffee, you just hang out. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. They love sports there. Luka Doncic, one of my favorite basketball players, is Slovenian, so you'll see people playing basketball and sports all over the place. It's very outdoorsy, very naturey, and a place that you really just can't miss on your next Euro trip because it's easy to miss. It's such a small place, but you'll absolutely love it if you go there. And Slovenia is just highly, highly, highly recommended from me. Also, the people are really charming. The first time I ever couch surfed was in Slovenia, and I was with a really sweet couple that I'll never forget how they treated me. Just super, super respectful, super kind. And that's really something special because I'll never forget it. All right, I am back in the car to head to a country that's coming up in a few minutes from now. But for now, we're going to talk about country number 12, Switzerland. Switzerland's a special place because there's no Swiss language. It's 3 languages, actually 4, but the main 3 are Swiss German, Swiss French, and Swiss Italian, depending on the region of Switzerland that you're in.
Yes, tradition.
There is actually one Swiss language which few people speak, and it's actually really interesting, but for the most part, you get those 3 languages. And it's cool because it's sectioned off in 3 different places close to the countries that speak the languages. I've been to Switzerland 4 or 5 times, and every single time I go back, I always say this is the most beautiful place in the world. Switzerland is just outrageously stunning. Woo! You can't imagine training through Switzerland and seeing the Alps. Beautiful green rolling hills. It looks like a Dr. Seuss book. It's perfect. All the streets are beautiful. Some of my favorite places are Lucerne in the south. It's really nice down there. Lugano, which is also in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, on a beautiful lake. I'm now walking next to Lake Lugano, which is obviously the huge lake here. It kind of looks like Lake Como in Italy, and it's very nearby. Look how the town is built on the mountain right there. That's pretty stunning. That's something you don't see every day. You have Interlaken, which is like the outdoor sports capital of the world. It's where I went bungee jumping from 150 meters high, which was epic. The big cities of Zurich, Bern, and Interlaken are actually quite nice. They're really expensive. Keep in mind, Switzerland is one of the most expensive countries in the world. Think like $30 for a pizza pie, but it is totally worth it because the experiences that you can have in Switzerland are just fantastic. The air is pure. There's water coming from the ground everywhere because it's so delicious. Like the spring water in Switzerland, even from the tap water, is like the cleanest in the world. And it's so freaking good. And they also produce a lot of really cool niche things like watches and army knives and chocolate. All right, country number 13 is Norway. The beautiful Scandinavian country that has just a population of a few million people, but it's a huge place. It goes all the way up almost to the North Pole. You have Svalbard, which is a little island many hours north of the mainland by plane. It's really cool up there. I just want to say that it's 1 in the morning, and this is like the only time in my life that I've been able to film a video when it's complete daylight. There's like Norwegian settlements, there's Russian settlements, there's polar bears. Wow, there's like nobody around. Look, I'm in the center of the entire place. Not a soul in sight. All these weird buildings around me. Oh man, this is so eerie. This has to be one of the most bizarre settlements in the entire world. And Longyearbyen, which is the capital of Svalbard, is the northernmost biggish town or city in the world, which is pretty cool, and I highly recommend visiting Svalbard. But on the mainland, you have Oslo, of course, which is a beautiful capital city, also really expensive. So we came to this food market. Everything is like more than $20 each.
I just paid $25 for a 3-minute ride.
Norway and Switzerland are like the 2 most expensive cities in Europe. So if you are on a tight budget, you might want to reconsider visiting these 2 countries. At least until you have money saved up in the future.
That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of low prices. This is so tiny. But good. One of the most beautiful places in Norway are the fjords in the west in a little town called Bergen, which has the best salmon I've ever had in my entire life. And you could take a boat tour of the fjords, F-J-O-R-D. It's actually a Norwegian word, but there are fjords all over the world, like in Chile, New Zealand, but the ones in Norway are simply the best. I like Norwegian people a lot. They're cool, they're fun, they're friendly. They speak wonderful English, like American accent English. It's kind of crazy. Like they're like perfect English in Norway.
This is how you do it. You break one, you take it out, and better than Kit Kat, that's for sure.
You also have some cool towns called Trondheim and Tromsø, farther in the north, which I visited both. Quaint little walking streets, colorful buildings, cobblestones. It's like a freaking paradise in Norway, and it's a country that I'm always gonna go back to in the future. Country number 14 is Turkey. I know what some of you guys are thinking. Turkey's mostly in Asia, but when you consider the biggest city in Turkey being mostly in Europe, I'm gonna consider this country in Europe for the purposes of this video at least.
Turkey is great. There are so many different experiences to have in the country. It's a great road trip nation. The roads are really clean, like you see here on the Autobahn. Turkey is this really fascinating cross of like European and Middle Eastern and Asian cultures because it's literally right in the middle. And it's a big place, so there's a lot to see. We are now in the Sumela Monastery, way up in the mountains in Trabzon of northern Turkey. This is all just incredible nature, and it's just really special to be up here. Some of my favorite cities in Turkey to visit are Diyarbakir and Mardin, which are both in the eastern side in Mesopotamia where the Kurds live. We're now walking through the markets in the old quarter of Mardin. It's so beautiful here, and you just feel like you're walking back in time when you're through these bazaars. It's amazing. You also have the Hatay province where you can find Gaziantep. It's unbelievable. Kahramanmaraş, which is the birthplace of ice cream. Yep. Thank you. It really is hard to explain the consistency of this ice cream. It doesn't melt in your mouth, you have to chew it, but it's so good and literally it won't melt. You can keep it outside all day and it will just stay in the cone. That is Turkish ice cream for you. Of course, you have Bodrum, which is like the seaside capital and the beautiful beaches. The capital city of Turkey, Ankara, is kind of boring. There's also a cool place in the north called Trabzon, where the tea comes from in Turkey. I went to a village in the north where they whistle like birds. That's how they communicate, which was really cool. There's beautiful hikes and lakes. The oldest settlement in the world is also in Turkey. The food is delicious. That is very good. Kebabs, this yogurt stuff. You have Turkish tea, Turkish coffee. They love shisha. Everything in Turkey is great. I could keep talking about it, but we got to get to the next country, which is number 15. And the country that I have just crossed the border in, which is Germany. We're going to pick it up from the town of Dresden shortly. Welcome to Dresden. Look how stunning this main square is. Super, super underrated city in formerly East Germany. Actually, most of the city in Dresden was completely destroyed by World War II.
Now they hit Dresden hardest of all.
And it's rebuilt to be beautiful. Germany as a whole is just so great. I've been here maybe 20 times. I have German roots. There's so much to offer here. There's beaches if you want, there's mountains, there's skiing. There's quaint little charming towns. Germany actually has the most UNESCO sites in the world. I think they're tied with Italy. Something like 60 different UNESCO World Heritage sites in this country. So there's so much to see, from small towns called Quedlinburg. Cheese! I want a cheese! To bigger places like Berlin and Munich. Even other towns like Augsburg and Stuttgart is cool. It is a lovely morning here in Berlin. You can see the Brandenburg Gate is behind me, and this city just has amazing vibes. Germany is so much more than just like beer fest, which is what American tourists would come here for. There's so much to offer in this country. The food is great. You have sausages.
Oh my God.
Excellent hot dog here in Germany. You have beer. I keep saying beer in every city in Europe because I do like to drink beer. You have German pretzels, you have Spätzle, which is a dish in Bavaria, which is a really cool region in southern Germany, which is amazing. The men dress in the Lederhosen and the women dress in the Dirndl. But my favorite city in Germany, probably Hamburg. It's in the north. It's really cool. It's traditional. It's where the Beatles actually got their start in the 1960s. Which is really cool. There's a lot of Beatles history there. Actually, a hamburger is a burger from Hamburg, if you can believe that. Blew my mind when I first figured that out. Germany is a great country to road trip. Everything's safe. People are friendly. Thank you. Dankeschön. They can all speak really good English. Just get lost in the villages and the countryside. Go to random bakeries. That's where you'll find the joy of Germany. Hello. Can I get one bratwurst and water? Thank you so much. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is better than a sausage in Germany, which leads me into number 16, Georgia. So Georgia's another one of those countries that's stuck in between Asia and Europe. Something is Asia, something is Europe. For the purposes of this video, I'm gonna call it Europe. When I walk these streets of Tbilisi, it really feels like Eastern Europe. Something like a cross between Prague and Kiev. You have the cobblestone streets, the beautiful buildings behind me, and just the overall vibe. It really feels like Europe.
We actually have these public drinking fountains all over the city.
It's cool, it's grungy, it's hip, it's modern. It kind of reminds me of Berlin, which is just down the street from where I am now. In terms of the graffiti, the edginess, the youth walking the streets, the ability for people to speak English.
When it comes to pop music, I think that simplicity
is really key.
But Georgia's really cool because there's all these like Christian Orthodox churches. This place is incredible. The architecture, you can feel the ancient history happening inside of this place. Beautiful countryside with a lot of wine, really good wineries in Georgia. And then the Black Sea is awesome. There's a town called Batumi, which is really beautiful. It's just one of those places that you go and you just feel connected to. It's a post-Soviet country, so it was the USSR back when Russia was one piece. So the older generation speak Russian as a second language. The Georgian language itself is cool. It's like all these little circles and swirlies in the language.
Კაპიკი გაკაპიკებულა, საკაპიკეში ჩაკაპიკებულა.
ბაყაყი წყალში იყინებს. ბაყაყი წყალში. Leave it alone.
But yeah, it's really a fantastic country if you want to travel to. It's really safe, it's pretty affordable, and I think it's super up and coming. You have to try khinkali and khachapuri, my two favorite dishes in Georgia, and go soon before it becomes overloaded with tourists. Number 17 is Sweden. Beautiful Scandinavian country in between Norway and Finland. Similar to the reasons why I love Norway, people are so nice and respectful and cool. They speak English really well.
You're so welcome.
It's a great road trip country. You could actually take a 20-minute train from Copenhagen or just cross over the bridge by car and you're in a town called Malmo, which is pretty cool in southern Sweden. Then you can drive up the west coast to Gothenburg. A great drive, just a few hours. We have Dudoy, who's scared of the water. We have Diana, Grandma and Grandpa, and we're gonna cruise around Gothenburg. What do you think about Gothenburg, Grandma?
Very nice.
And if you want to go to Stockholm, which is one of my favorite cities in Europe, you could drive over there or you could fly there. Stockholm is a city of many different islands. Awesome nightlife. I went to a club last time I was there until like 6 in the morning. Sweden's cool. It's really clean. It's expensive, but it's worth it. The quality of life there is amazing. It's the birthplace of IKEA. Peter Forsberg, who's a hockey player. Forsberg is in, they score! Ludwig Aubert, who's a golfer.
Gotta put a lot of
And of course you have Swedish meatballs, which are fantastic.
Nom, delicious.
I can't say more amazing things about Sweden, but you have to visit to know what it's like for yourself. Number 18 is Ireland. What a beautiful country. I've been there many times.
So we're out here in Kilkenny, Ireland.
It's really hard not to like Ireland. First off, the people are incredible. They're funny, they're friendly. Sometimes it's hard to understand them, even if they're speaking English. Yes, they do have their own language called Gaelic, which I can't understand a lick of. But if they are speaking English, sometimes you gotta ask them a few times what they're saying. But all jokes aside, Dublin's a great place to start. As you would think, they love drinking beer. Everything there is very festive, clean, but the best part about Ireland is road tripping. So you could drive to Cork on the west coast.
All right, we just got in the rental car and it's kind of funny because I'm driving on the right side of the road, but I think we can handle it.
You could drive up to my favorite place in Ireland, which is Donegal County.
It's awesome.
I'm a little biased probably because I golfed all the best courses in Donegal County.
All right, so we're out here golfing and it's pouring rain and it's windy. Look at my dad's umbrella.
There's beautiful cliffs called the Sleeve Cliffs where you can see incredible views over the Atlantic Ocean. I'm standing here at the Sleeve Cliffs in the northwestern part of Ireland. And as you can see, it is absolutely fantastic. There's more sheep than people in Ireland, so you'll see a lot of beautiful nature, countryside. You have really amazing medieval towns all over the place. It's actually a country that I want to go back and explore more of because there's so many hidden gems in Ireland, but all I gotta say is beautiful, peaceful. Not to be missed are the other cities of Galway and Limerick. They're actually pretty cool. I just drove through and stayed a couple hours in each, but I just love the vibe. And if you really just want to have fun in one country in Europe, Ireland might be the place. Number 19 is Russia.
Let's do it!
I know most of Russia is geographically located in Asia, but two of the biggest cities of Moscow and St. Petersburg are in fact very European and also geographically located in Europe. So we're gonna roll with it.
This is so magical in the snow, like, oh my God.
Russia's awesome. Unfortunately, there's been war in recent years and a lot of people are hating on it. But if we're just talking pure culture and food and hospitality and just overall travel experience, nothing political, Russia is as good as it gets.
This is something I've always dreamed of. Ice skating on Lake Baikal. This lake is so big, it's bigger than all the Great Lakes combined. It's the oldest lake in the world, it's ancient. This is literally a dream come true right now. It's beautiful.
They have really good dumplings and cottage cheese. I'm telling you, whatever it is, they do it right in Russia. And of course, if you like vodka, if you are a drinker, then it might be a country for you.
На здоровье.
На здоровье.
This?
All over Russia is beautiful views, beautiful people. It's just one of those places that you visit and you're like, okay, I get it now. This place is super cool. So obviously the western side of Russia is very European, but the farther east you go, it becomes really interesting into Siberia. I did the Trans-Siberian train for a bit. I even went all the way to Vladivostok in the eastern tip of Russia, the biggest coast of Russia. Believe it or not, it's pretty landlocked because the northern border of Russia is all ice. It's too cold. Other cool places to check out are Irkutsk and Novosibirsk, and of course Yakutsk, which is the world's coldest city.
Are you cold?
No.
And it's interesting how people in eastern Russia look Asian, and some of them even speak fluent Japanese or Korean because it's so close to those countries.
Yes.
America, Yakutia.
Yes.
But Russia is such a big place. There's so many experiences to be had. And honestly, now might not be the best time, but in the future, if things open up and if war calms down, I highly recommend a visit to Russia. I think that you'll think differently about it.
Got that! Woo! Get it! Get it! Woo!
Country number 20 is Croatia. A recent member of the Schengen zone, which is like the free travel and free trade zone of Europe where you don't need a visa to cross borders. Croatia's awesome. It's in former Yugoslavia, so the language is similar to what you'd find in Serbia. People are awesome. One of the coolest towns in Europe is called Dubrovnik. It's a medieval town on the Adriatic Sea. You can walk on the old medieval walls, and the cobblestone streets like this are incredible. You have to go to Dubrovnik. Another cool town is called Split, which is nearby Dubrovnik, which you have to visit. There's Hvar Island, HVAR. There's actually like hundreds of islands in Croatia, which most people don't know about. Zagreb, the capital, it's not the most interesting place. There's some cool buildings, a couple good restaurants, but the beauty of Croatia is in the south, on the coast. You just have to road trip it and really get to feel it and experience it for yourself. Seafood is amazing. And you should actually do Croatia as part of a bigger Yugoslavic road trip where you hit all the 6 or 7 countries that formerly made up Yugoslavia. It's just fantastic. Country number 21 is Poland. Poland is huge. You look at the map and you see Germany, which is where I am now, which is huge. But if you just look east of it, Poland is like almost as big. It's Eastern Europe. It's way cheaper. They're not even on the euro. They use the zloty.
What I like about the money is every bill is small, and like the lower the count, the smaller it gets.
They have really, really good food. Zapiekanka, which is like this pizza thing. The bagel, as you know, today in New York actually came from Poland. These little circular things. I forgot the name of them, but they're all over the place. The beer is amazing. My favorite dish in Poland is pierogies, these little dumpling things, which you have to try.
I can't explain how fresh this tastes. I'm telling you guys, pierogies are the best thing about Poland in the cuisine world.
Warsaw is a really cool big city, but you have to get to Krakow. It's a university town, so it's very young. There's a lot of bars, there's a lot of restaurants, a lot of cool vibes there.
Whoa, man, this is cool. Beautiful.
The old square in Krakow is one of the biggest in the world, and it's amazing.
We feel good. We're just like hanging out, and it's beautiful here in the Old Town Square. Just feeling the vibes. The city's really cool. I love it.
There's also a city called Wrocław. I know I pronounced it wrong, but it's really beautiful. Also reminds me of Prague. And I soon want to go to Gdansk, which is in the north. There's a lot of World War II history there, which I heard is awesome. But soon I'll be road tripping more of Poland, and I'm excited to experience more of the Eastern European flavor, which if you couldn't tell by this video already, most of my countries that are my favorite in Europe are all on the eastern side. It's just more interesting out here. And I say out here because technically I'm in East Germany right now, although Germany as a whole is Western Europe, but Dresden's pretty Eastern Europe and it has Prague vibes. It was split when the Berlin Wall split the two sides of Berlin or Germany into two parts. This was Eastern Europe, so I still consider it Eastern, and I still like saying Eastern, even though Germany is Western Europe. All right, it's time to move across Europe to a little country called the United Kingdom. Well, technically it's not part of Europe, but I still consider it Europe, and most Americans that are ignorant would consider it Europe. And for the purposes of this video, it's Europe. I'm in a tiny little town called Castle Donington. You can see, there's the castle. Eerily quiet, which is why I'm not screaming right now. It's awesome to be here in England. I actually just played in the Pro-Am with Sergio Garcia in the Live event, which was like a dream come true. If anyone's a golf fan out there, they'll know how insanely epic of an incredible of an experience. But there's no doubt the UK is awesome. It's made up of 4 parts: Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to do here. It's a big country. There's like 80 million people here. It's where the English language is derived from. So always a pleasure to be here and hear people speaking, seeing what the life's all about. I mean, look at this little tiny town. It's so cool. It's like so stereotypical British. I'm just smiling because I haven't been in England that many times in my life. And whenever I am here, St. Anne's Lane. It's just awesome. So of course, London is one of the coolest cities in the world. It's big, it's massive. Shoreditch is my favorite area there. There's a lot going on. What I don't like about London is that the bars close at like midnight. I wish they stayed open later, but whoa. Look at this view. Oh my God, I totally just discovered this right now. Whoa, gave me the goosebumps. I feel like it's a setting for a horror film. But I've never been to Wales, and I know all the Welsh people out there always tell me it's a country. Well, it's technically not a country by the UN, so I can't count it as a country. I'm actually not far from Wales. Maybe I'll drive there after this. Scotland's awesome. I've been there 4 times for golf trips, just driving around. I love Edinburgh. I love Aurora and the Scottish Highlands up north, the Loch Ness Monster. I will say the UK is ranked in the middle of all my European countries because I just haven't seen that much of it. And I would really love to see more as I get older and can appreciate things more, have a little more money to spend for nice hotels. Man, look at this, it's so epic. All right, that leads me into number 23, which is Hungary. Hungary is amazing. Lake Balaton, which is right in the center of the country, is beautiful. It's a great getaway if you're just driving around Europe and you want a place to chill for a few days, camp overnight. We're on Lake Balaton, and it's a really, you know, it's Sunday, so there's nobody out, but we're just kind of walking around, seeing some cool buildings and enjoying the Hungarian vibes. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm hungry and hungry.
I'm hungry.
Budapest, of course, one of the best cities in Europe, if not top 10 best in the world. That is the Hungarian Parliament building. It is the 3rd largest parliament in the world. Spectacular views. How would you describe Budapest in one word?
Amazing.
Historic.
The Jewish quarter is thriving. There's so much to do. The ruined pubs are amazing where you can have a drink in these like World War II bunkers.
Wow.
Oh, every room in here is different. It's so cool. You got an amazing medieval castle district there. People are nice. It's like in the Schengen zone and in the EU, but they use forint as their currency, and like things are very different there. It's the weirdest language in the world. Aside from Lake Balaton and Budapest, I don't really have other recommendations in Hungary. When I was driving through the country last time, I got a flat tire, and it was really fun to go to a random tire shop and try to get that changed. But yeah, Hungary's a cool place. Definitely add it to your list. And the farther east you go in Europe, as you found out already in this video, the more interesting it gets culturally. It's cheap and fun. Number 24 is Greece. There are so many islands to visit in Greece. Please don't only go to Santorini and Mykonos and Naxos and Paros. Just like the touristy islands, there's so many other ones you can visit. Crete, which is a bigger island in the Caribbean, which is one of the coolest islands in the world. Mykonos, I think I pronounced that wrong, is amazing. I haven't been to Thessaloniki in the north. I'm pronouncing all these names wrong, but I've heard it's really beautiful. And Greek is very Balkan, like the culture, the food, like people are super friendly and outgoing, and I just really, really like it there. And I feel comfortable in Greece. Food is great. I know it's gonna be expensive, but it's worth every penny. You have hummus, you have falafel. Even though that's Mediterranean food, it still kind of blends over into... Church bells are ringing. Wow, this moment is surreal right now. I've actually never been outside of London in England. It's the first time I'm like in the countryside. It's so cool. Anyways, get on a yacht, get on a sailboat, go around the islands. Like, they're so pristine, they're so beautiful. We made it to a spot with these beautiful black cliffs you can see behind me. Really, really nice. Of course, like, you have history, like Greek gods. You have the Parthenon, the Acropolis in Athens. They don't miss Athens, don't skip it. It's really, really, really cool. You get the same goosebumps that when you see the Colosseum or you see the Eiffel Tower or Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China. It's that cool. The Acropolis of Athens is so beautiful, and this is a very, very special experience. That leads me to country number 25, Bulgaria. Now it's time to explore Sofia. The only time I went, I was super sick when I was in Sofia for a few days, and that wasn't so great. And then I got scammed by a taxi driver, which was awful, really awful. He rigged the meter, and so he charged me like 100 euros, and it was supposed to be like 20 euros. And just gave me a really sour taste in my mouth about Bulgaria. But you know what? I have a feeling that if I go back, it's gonna be incredible. I know the people there are cool. Oh my God, I'm stepping on graves. I just realized that. That's no bueno. The people in Bulgaria are cool. I've met many of them, and I just know that it has like this vibe, and it's just pulling me to come back. It's on the Black Sea, so you have cities like Varna and Burgas, which are like cool party cities on the sea, which is awesome. Bulgarian food is great, very meat heavy, very thick soups, stews, lots of beer. And I don't know, for me, like, no one knows about Bulgaria, and that is what makes it cool. I mean, everyone knows about England, everyone knows about France, but Bulgaria, like, why not give it a chance? Number 26 is Denmark. Look how charming this place is. We got parks, Ferris wheels, people here with their families, food. This is a great Danish experience. a beautiful Scandinavian country. Copenhagen was one of the first cities I ever went to in Europe. I just love how bike friendly it is. It's so clean and safe and neat, and everyone dresses nice, you know, the Scandinavian vibe with like the blonde hair on the side and collared shirts, and everyone looks like they're just going out on a date every night. It's funny. Denmark underratedly has some of the best food in the world. They have these open-faced sandwiches that are really good. They have these really nice little sausages. Somehow the Danish sausage is better than anywhere else that I had in Europe. And Danes are super friendly. They speak perfect English. It's just a pleasure hanging out with them.
Wow, 8.8 seconds.
Every time I'm with Danish people, it's a great scene every time. There's a town in northern Denmark called Skagen. It's actually where two oceans meet. I took my grandparents there, and it was our first time to Europe.
It's a nice experience, and it's a part of history.
And I took them to Copenhagen because they really wanted to go when they were 85. And that was, to this day, is one of the best trips I've ever taken. And if you ever get the chance to travel with grandparents or parents, I highly recommend you to do it.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
We're happy that you're with us too.
Denmark's a really, really cool country, and it's also the gateway to get to Greenland, which I'm trying to go back to Greenland soon. So yeah, really, really cool place and really underrated place if you're trying to start in Europe and if you want like a fresh, clean place to go with easy to road trip, easy to get around, friendly people. Look no further than Denmark. Number 27 is Slovakia, right in the smack dab of Central Europe. Used to be one country with Czech Republic when it was called Czechoslovakia until 1993 when it broke up. Bratislava is a way lesser cool version of Prague, but I do recommend visiting.
Bratislava is a pretty cool city with a buzzing atmosphere.
They do have big mountains in Slovakia, like 3,000 meters, I think. So it's some of the highest in Europe. And I think Eastern Slovakia is cool. There's a city called Košice, which is like, yeah, there's like gypsies and it's not like super fancy, but it is cool and hip. And it's just a nice place to check out. And I don't know, I think it's beautiful countryside in Slovakia and I like driving through. And because I have such a fascination with that whole country, I don't know, Slovakia is just one of those like middle ground countries. And here's a cool fact. You could visit Vienna and Bratislava within a 1-hour drive. They're the two closest capital cities in the world. So you could have breakfast in Vienna, lunch in Bratislava, and then you can have dinner in Budapest or Prague. All three. Number 28 is Estonia. And once again, I have to keep my voice down because it's really weird, like shooting in Europe in general. This is a side note. It's like everyone kind of stares at you. Everyone's really private and they don't really like people that are obnoxious and they look at you funny. So, Estonia. Going to Tallinn was one of the most eye-opening trips ever, and I went back in 2012 when I was only 1 year old. I took the boat from Helsinki, which was awesome. You can just take a 2-hour ferry. Everyone's there just buying like booze and stuff because it's way cheaper to drink in Estonia than it is in Finland. It's a country in the Baltic region, which is right near the Baltic Sea. But yeah, going back to Tallinn, it's a medieval town. It's got one of the most preserved medieval vibes of any city in the world. It's cool. There's like this young population. It's like really techie there. Like the headquarters of Skype is there, even though Skype is kind of dead. I think there's another big tech headquarters in Estonia, but very lovely place, easy to get around. It's a tiny country and the young generation speaks English, and it really is just one of those places that you'll visit and you're like, whoa, this is a really, really cool place. I can't wait to see more. Food is heavy. They like their blueberry jams, and yeah, it kind of bleeds over from Russia a little bit, but can't have any better things to say about Estonia, and a country that I really hope to go back soon. Number 29 is Latvia, just the next country down.
How do you say bye in Latvian?
I think Latvia is super interesting. There's a town called Sigulda, which is about 30 minutes outside Riga. It's like a little resort town, like an outdoorsy town, fancy town.
We're standing on top of this like 13th century castle, and in about an hour, we're gonna bungee jump from this height.
And I have really great memories from Latvia. I also went to this really cool lake. The capital, Riga, is another really cool city. It's really historic. There's beautiful castles like that one that I'm walking around. There's a lot of like cool bars there, cool restaurants. The Baltics all blend together, kind of. So that's why they're all kind of pushed in this section of the video. But I have a lot of friends from Latvia randomly. A girl on my team named Annette is from Latvia and she's awesome. How's life?
So peaceful and amazing.
And yeah, it's just nice to drive around Latvia, road tripping. It's just a really cool place. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised driving around the Baltics. It's really clean, safe, and lots going on. Which leads me to country number 30, Lithuania.
It's about 38 degrees outside and we're gonna explore.
Lithuania is special to me because I am Lithuanian. My great-grandmother came from a little town where the Jews used to live outside of Vilnius, which is the capital. So I actually went there and found the synagogues and it was really, really special. So it has a soft place in my heart. I did have a bad experience in Lithuania one time when I was trying to get the Belarus visa back in 2015 when Americans needed visa.
On the website it says express visa takes 1 day. I also called them and it said it takes 1 day, but she told me it takes 3 days for me. And I asked her why and she pointed to my passport and said I'm American.
I got denied. Then I had to go to Tallinn, got denied, and finally picked it up in Riga. So I just had a really bad experience at the embassy there, but that's not a reason to hate the country. Once again, Baltics region. These countries are all right next to each other. It's like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, boom, boom, boom. You can't really have a bad time there. I mean, it's like one of those places where the more you don't know, the better the experience is. You just go with an open mind, a willingness to learn, meet some people, experience the culture, and that's it. And it's just really, really, really charming that way. I also randomly have several Lithuanian friends that I've met over the years, so that's kind of cool. Hope to go back there sometime soon and really get to explore more, not only of Vilnius, but of the Jewish history there and just around the country. It's easy to explore by car, just like super quick. All right, I'm gonna pause here because I'm about to travel to a nearby country for a very special music festival that I haven't been in 9 years, and I'm gonna continue from there. See you shortly. Number 31, Belgium. I'm here at Tomorrowland, the most epic music festival in the world. Look at this. I'm standing on the back of the main stage right now. The last time I was here was in 2015, so it's been 9 years. It's so epic to be back here. I love Belgium because, first of all, it's the home of Tomorrowland. It's the coolest place in the world. Second of all, you have many cool places like Bruges, really historic.
Very cold. It's summer, but it's cold here.
You have Brussels, which is a beautiful capital city. You have Ghent, which is the Flemish-speaking part of Belgium, which is not French. They actually speak Flemish, which is more like Dutch. And everyone's super friendly here, very outgoing. It's an amazing place, great road trip country. You even have the coastline if you want to go drive down the coast. I mean, how could you go wrong with Belgian waffles, Belgian chocolate, Belgian beer? It's awesome. As I walk down this hill, I'm going to continue telling you about Belgium. And as we hear Linkin Park in the background, it's one of those places where everybody speaks multiple languages in this country because they grow up learning English, French, Dutch, German. It's so cool for that reason.
Bonjour Bruges.
When you come here, you instantly feel comfortable with the people. But I gotta say, my favorite place in Belgium is probably Bruges. It's like a beautiful, perfect little charming town that you could spend hours and hours walking around and get lost in the side streets. Oh man, this is so cool. As we walk to the center of the stage, I'm going to tell you about number 32, Montenegro. Montenegro is a little Balkan country on the coast, very charming. Kotor is a beautiful city, very ancient, a lot of castles there. Hi Deanna, how are you? Having fun? It's going to be really loud. I hope you guys can hear me right now. The capital of Podgorica is okay, kind of boring, but there's some really cool towns, like ancient towns on the coast of Montenegro, where you can like hang out with some cool Europeans and just get a good vibe, like this. It's cool to be surrounded by Europeans here. Everyone's super cool. My favorite place in Montenegro is called Perast, P-E-R-A-S-T. There's like an ancient little castle there. There's a tennis court with a beautiful view of the sea. Really good seafood over there. It's also where Novak Djokovic has a second home or a fifth home. I really hope you guys can hear me right now. It's freaking loud. My first time in Montenegro was 2012 when I was hitchhiking there when I studied abroad. I remember sleeping at a really dirty hostel and hanging out with the Montenegrin mafia. Crazy story, which I'm not gonna get into right now. But yeah, definitely give Montenegro a chance. Hey! Hey, this is Gautam. You probably recognize it from my India videos. What up, bro? Random question, just I'll explain later. What do you think about Montenegro?
I love it, it's so amazing. It's so underrated. It's like one of the best places I've been. Unbelievable.
While I'm here, I'm going to tell you about number 33, Bosnia, and then I'm going to go have fun because this place is crazy. So Bosnia is another Balkan country. You have Sarajevo, the capital city, which is actually really beautiful. It's a Muslim country, along with Kosovo and Albania.
So we're eating lunch here in Sarajevo, and the call to prayer is going off.
There's a really beautiful city called Mostar, which has a beautiful bridge, which is like a medieval castle, like cobblestone streets. It's super, super, super beautiful there. The best food there is cevapcici, which I also have in Spain. And it's a country I want to explore more of, like in the north. There's some different places in Bosnia that seem amazing, and I really hope to get there. Okay, my voice is going right now. I'm gonna go have some fun, and I'll catch you guys after Tomorrowland for number 34. All right, I am back in Antwerp, the nearest city to Tomorrowland. We are mid-festival, and it's a great time to jump into number 34, Albania. All right, we have officially just entered Albania. New country, babe.
Albania!
Albania is a strange place because in the Balkans, but it's kind of like Italian culture, but it's kind of like Turkish culture. It's like all mixed together. Turkish because it's a Muslim country. It's one of 3 Muslim countries in Europe, predominantly Muslim that is. Italian because it's right across the sea from Italy, and you'll find a lot of coffee shops and really like Italian vibes, and even some people speak Italian in Albania. It's really cool. In the Balkans, you're next to Montenegro, you're next near Serbia and Kosovo and Macedonia, so it's a really cool mix of places. In the north of Albania, you have the mountains, which I visited. It's awesome. There's a town called Shkodër, and if you go like 2 hours east of Shkodër, I met these ladies who are actually cross-dressing as men, but they're not trans, and they're called Berneshas. It's a super interesting story.
You just hear it just chopping wood in half. Oh, I'm not strong enough, clearly.
It's just something deeply rooted in Albanian culture because male's the dominant figure of the family, and if there's no male figure in the family, then they become male. Then you have Tirana, the capital, which is just like a bustling place.
It is so hot here. Holy shit. Walk into the city center so I don't get run over by a car.
And what's super interesting about Albania is that there's all these bunkers. Like the communist period from like several decades ago, there's like hundreds of thousands of bunkers around the country, and it was like there to hide in case of war. It's really interesting. A lot of them are abandoned. Some of them have been turned into hotels and art galleries and stuff.
Go ahead, walk inside. This is so cool. It's like an art installation. This is a random bunker on the side of the road. Actually, literally, there's a gas station in front of me. So we're literally on the side of the road. I'm gonna go inside this one. Whoa, there's like a door here. The fact that there's over 500,000 bunkers in this country freaking blows my mind. It's so weird.
Albanian people are really warm and friendly, and food is good. And there's beaches in the south, which I really need to visit. Number 35, Macedonia, or as I now call it, North Macedonia, another Balkan country. I gotta say, Skopje, the capital, is one of the weirdest cities in the world. There's all these statues, like really nice looking, realistic statues.
All along the banks of the river here, there are like, this bridge has like 50 statues, and then this walkway has another 50. Statue, 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 statue. Oh, and the other bridge has statues. Look at this. Statue, 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 statue.
It's a weird place. It's a strange place, and I wonder if they took all that money that they put on statues and put it to something else. I don't know how needed the statues are. Anyways, the coolest lake in Europe is called Ohrid. It's a really clear freshwater lake. You can go diving in it, cliff jumping, and just have a day on the water. It's really, really awesome. That was my favorite thing about Macedonia by far. And overall, it's just a really chill, cool, small country, easy to road trip, Balkan vibes, good food. I highly recommend Macedonia. I actually think it's super underrated, and it's one of my favorite Balkan countries. I think I'm gonna be heading back there really soon. By the way, how cool is this central train station in Antwerp? It's one of the oldest in Europe. This little square here is very charming. Number 36, Cyprus. So you have North Cyprus, which is like Turkish Cyprus, and Southern Cyprus, which is Greek Cyprus.
Right now, I'm standing on the Greek side of Cyprus.
Very different. There's a border that splits between the two. Could not be more wildly different, the two different areas of Cyprus. But Cypriot people are amazing. The food is great. It's a vacation spot for most Europeans. They go there, they hang out, there's beaches, there's wine.
Cheers.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're in the southern part, you're gonna feel like you're in Greece. And the northern part, you're gonna feel like you're in Turkey. I mean, like Muslims, they use Turkish lira. They don't drink alcohol in the north. Well, at least not that much. There's a cool castle in the north. It's called Kyrenia. And then Nicosia, the capital city, is really cool. It's lined with coffee shops. Everyone's like really friendly and outgoing in Cyprus. It's really close to like Lebanon and Israel and Palestine. It's just like right across the sea. It's literally like a 20-minute flight. So it's just right there. But it's in the Mediterranean, and it's a beautiful spot. And if you're looking for a nice vacation, holiday, probably shouldn't get it by a car. You wanna just really have a nice time under the sun, then I think Cyprus might be your answer. That leads me to number 37, Malta.
Just woke up in Malta, my 90th country.
Really cool place. Valletta, the capital city, it's got crazy World War II history. It's like Italy, it's very similar to Italy, meaning there's really good gelato and pizza, and the people are really outgoing. And I found the sea in Malta to be especially really clean and blue, with really nice beaches, and I was kind of surprised by like the marine life in Malta. You wouldn't think of it being something like Greece or on that caliber or on that level, but nice place, small island. Unfortunately, I only got to visit Valletta and nearby places by car.
What's up guys, I just got off the boat in Valletta, the southernmost capital city in Europe, and I'm gonna walk around this place. It's pretty cool so far.
But I would like to visit the other side of the island and see more, because Maltese people are amazing, friendly. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for Malta. Number 38 is Kosovo.
We are just a few minutes away from the border of Kosovo, which is gonna be amazing. Our 84th country together, we gotta add them up.
I know right off the bat, all the Serbians are gonna comment and say that Kosovo is not a country, that's part of Serbia. I don't care about politics, I'm counting it as a country because a lot of UN nations give it recognition, like the US.
The United States formally recognized Kosovo as a sovereign and independent nation.
Kosovo is awesome. It's very similar to Serbian culture. It's Balkan. The capital, Pristina, is a cool place. There's a lot going on there, nice people, but Prizren is a hidden gem. It's on this beautiful canal, The streets are amazing. Everyone's like super, super kind. Where are you from? Kosovo? Dude, I'm so happy to be here, man. This place is awesome.
You like it?
Yeah, bro. In Prizren, the people are beautiful there. I think it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for the history. There's a really nice cobblestone bridge with coffee shops lined up on it. This is an amazing view. You have a castle here, the beautiful old town of Prizren, and the historic bridge. Wow. The nature's awesome. There's like waterfalls around you. There's trees, there's forests, there's lakes. Kosovo is super underrated, but if you do go there, be careful. You cannot cross the border from Serbia. They won't let you through. You have to go through Albania. That's the best way to get into Kosovo. It's another Muslim majority country, so that's why Albania and Kosovo get along. They speak the same language and they basically are very, very similar. The call to prayer just came on, which is incredible here in Kosovo. One of 3 countries in Europe that is Muslim majority. I know the Serbians are going to disagree with me, so please take everything with a grain of salt with an American tourist bias. Number 39 is Moldova. I actually really like Moldova a lot. It's cool.
It's the greatest country in the world.
Chisinau is the capital. It's like the least visited city and country in Europe. No one really knows about it. Very similar to Russian. They speak Russian. Mulțumesc, spasiba. They look Russian, they act Russian, but it's a weird mix of like kind of European, a little bit Ukrainian vibes because it's kind of sandwiched there on the border. They have really good wine in Moldova. There's a place called Orhe. I'm not pronouncing it right, but I went down there for the winery tour and it was fantastic. Mulțumesc. I baked all this fresh Moldovan bread. The people were super nice. The babushkas or the grandmothers were super friendly and outgoing, willing to help out. And yeah, Moldova is super interesting, and in fact I like it so much that I'm planning to go back in a few weeks. In this current Euro trip, I want to go back to an unrecognized country called Transnistria. But yeah, I think for me, the farther east you go, the more interesting you get, the weirder it gets, the more Soviet it feels, and it's something that I hope to see more of because I like different things, and Moldova is different. That leads me into country number 40, Belarus. I just went through hell and back to get a Belarus visa, but I got it. Similar to Moldova, I mean, that Eastern Europe feel, the Russia feel. The way Belarus is different is that it's a big place and it's way more charming and beautiful. Minsk is the capital. Just an awesome sunset tonight in Minsk, right outside my hotel room. I actually have blood that goes back to Belarusian, so somehow I'm connected to the culture there. There are a lot of former Jews in Belarus, which is cool. Really nice city, Minsk. Unfortunately, I only had the chance to visit Minsk, and it's such a big country that I hope to see more of. My friends Yes Theory recently went to Belarus and made an amazing story there and really loved it. It's just like unexpectedly charming. The buildings feel like Disneyland, cobblestone streets. It's wildly unaffordable. You would not believe the prices there. Like $3 for a 30-minute taxi ride, $1 for a plate of food, which of course does make it kind of nice when you can save money. Nowadays, it's a little trickier to get there with less flights going in and with political tensions and uprisings. But if you ever do get the chance to visit Belarus, I do think it would be worth it. And it's really a special country, special experience, and something that you won't get elsewhere because it's, from my point of view, it's very similar to Russia. But I actually really like Russia. I think Russia is a cool country. I think culturally and cuisine-wise and historically, it's fascinating. So definitely think it's worth a try. But I think road tripping outside of Minsk would be probably the best option because it's a big country and you don't know everything that's there. So look forward to a video coming soon from Belarus. I've just made it to country number 41. Can you guess what it is? France. You might be wondering why it's so low on this list. And well, I just gotta say, I haven't had the best times in this country. This is my second time in Paris. My first time around, I didn't love it so much. I thought the people were snobby. I thought it was really dirty. My wife, Deanna, got pickpocketed here pretty bad. It was not a good situation. I don't know, I just felt like overall it wasn't a city that I connected with. I also went to Rouen in the west. I went to Nice in the south, which was amazing. And I went to Lyon, which wasn't so special. But I'm here again for the Olympics, which is happening right now. There's actually events taking place in this moment around me. I'm here for a few days. I'm already loving it a lot more this time around. I met my buddy Thomas from Yes Theory last night, who's a good friend of mine. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. He's currently living here and took me around his neighborhood and it was fantastic. And I'm feeling the vibes a little bit better now this time around. I think what's really gonna convince me into being a France lover is the nature. So there's amazing beaches in the west and in the north that I have not been to. There's amazing mountains, the French Alps, there's skiing. There's a lot going on in terms of nature here that I haven't experienced. I also haven't been to the small villages and stuff which I know are incredible. So I think I'm gonna like France more, and it's gonna creep up the rankings. And I know that putting it at number 41 is gonna make a lot of you guys upset. And please, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you think France is amazing, let me know. It is true that the people aren't that friendly and warm and open. If you speak to them in English, they just kind of like look at you and like, who's this guy? It is true, like in most of the cafes here. The cafe culture is really cool. Everyone's sitting on chairs, having to smoke, drinking coffee, and just looking out on the street, which I think is awesome. It's obviously historic here. I don't know, it's a place I'm definitely gonna continue exploring. And as I'm at these Olympic events here, I'm gonna keep riffing off some of the next countries, because why not? Let's do it. Country number 42 is Armenia. Kind of stuck in between Asia and Europe, but of course I'm gonna call it Europe for this video because I want to talk about it. I only went to Dilijan, which is a resort town in the central north. I crossed the land border from Georgia. It was pretty cool. I took a marshutka, which is like a public van bus thing over the border.
Hello everyone. So I made it to Armenia, this little town in the mountains, and so far it's pretty sweet.
I had a pretty good time in Dilijan, to be honest, but I think in a few weeks I'm gonna cross the land border from Iran into Armenia and spend more time going from south to north in Armenia. It's a country that I feel like I really want to see more. I thought the people were really friendly, the culture's super interesting. It's really hated by its neighbors of Turkey. There have been genocides and millions of Armenians have been killed, but they have a strong presence around the world. I've seen Armenian quarters all over the place. The food's really good. It's just a country I didn't get to see enough of, and I feel like I will love it a lot more when I go back. And so stay tuned for more content coming soon from Armenia. Number 43 is Finland. Probably my least favorite Scandinavian country, just because I was only in Helsinki, and Helsinki I found to be really expensive and boring. But I know that's not a reason to judge a whole country, because Finland goes way farther north than Helsinki. I really want to go to Lapland in the north. I want to go to the Arctic Circle. I want to see the communities up there. I want to see reindeers, and I think there's even polar bears way up north. There's definitely the Northern Lights. So I definitely got to give Finland another chance. But if I'm going to compare it to Sweden or Denmark or Iceland or even Norway, I gotta say I'd rank Finland at the bottom. The coolest part about Helsinki was taking the boat over to Tallinn, Estonia, which I've already told you about, and that was amazing, but that was leaving Finland. I ate reindeer there, it was pretty good. I was young and naive also, but I'm looking forward to going back to Finland maybe this summer while I'm in Europe, and hopefully able to experience more Finnish hospitality and culture and food, and yeah, damn, that building is stunning. Can you guys see that? Damn.
That takes us to number 44, Liechtenstein. So as we're walking here on beautiful Champs-Élysées, Deanna's favorite street in the world, we're gonna tell you about Liechtenstein. I've been twice, but I took Deanna last time. With our dog. I actually walked across the country. I spent 8 hours like walking by foot for a video, which was really interesting. What did you think about Liechtenstein?
To be honest, it's actually a cute little city, or I mean, country. It's kind of like if you get tired of Paris, like people would move there.
It's really,
it has more like a retirement vibe.
It's really relaxed, laid back,
and
a lot of old people.
Older people.
And we actually went shopping. You bought some On shoes there?
Yes.
Right?
And what I love about there are like hole in the wall, like cafes. Remember we sat in like one.
Yeah, it's quaint, it's European. Vaduz is the capital. There's a nice church there, but I gotta be honest, it's a little boring.
It's a little boring in our age, but I feel like if you're in your 60s, 70s, that's a beautiful
We did take our dog there and he loved it because it's clean.
Yeah,
it's
so
also
clean.
Super expensive in Liechtenstein. It's similar to Switzerland because it's right next to Switzerland, so there's a lot of crossover between culture, language.
But I think it has a way nicer vibe than Luxembourg.
Yes, which is coming up later on the list. Next is number 45, San Marino.
6:30 a.m. and I just arrived in San Marino, my 91st country.
San Marino is a tiny little country within Italy. And the reason it's so low on this list is just because of lack of things to do. There's a nice cable car that you can take to get some views. I recommend going at night because then you can see on top of the hill all the lights of San Marino. But I don't know, it's basically Italy to me, but they're very proud of San Marino. They have their own flags everywhere. I don't really have much else to say about San Marino other than I'm gonna take Deanna there at some point because she's sitting at 96 countries right now. So we're trying to get her to 100. Pretty impressive. Are you excited for San Marino?
Very excited.
So we'll circle back with more San Marino tips after Deanna's there.
What are they?
There's not much going on there. It's like there's like a little walkway.
Wait, so are they being like claimed by other countries?
No. It's an independent country within Italy. All right, that's it for San Marino. Number 46 is Azerbaijan. Today I'm gonna take you around Baku. It is a country in between Asia and Europe. It's in the Caucasus regions, but for the purposes of this story, we're gonna include it in Europe. Baku is the capital city, and it's kind of stuck in between a wannabe Dubai with all these like modern, cool buildings, fancy shopping malls with this like, ooh, you want to get a macaroon? Let's get some pistachio ones while we're getting some macaroons. I will say that
The culture is kind of stuck in between Central Asia and Iran, so you get these like Silk Road vibes, these like Middle Eastern feels a little bit. It is a majority Muslim country. People are generally really friendly there, and they're really shocked to see tourists because most tourists don't go there. I only went to Baku, unfortunately. I wish that I went to more places in Azerbaijan. I'm actually hoping to go back soon so I can visit more places. I just remembered that Azerbaijan was actually my 100th country that I ever visited. So I have a cool picture sitting in the lawn with this funky looking building behind me, holding up a sign that says 100, like Wilt Chamberlain when he got 100 points in a game. 100 countries feels great, man, let me tell you. Let's get 2 of each. 2 blue, 2 pistachio.
And then I don't want the rose, I want like this one.
What else about Azerbaijan? There's a cool fortress in the old town there. They have really good kebabs, shisha. That's about all I got for Azerbaijan. By the way, don't you love Deanna's hat? She looks very Parisian.
Oui, bonjour.
Number 47 is Monaco, a place that Deanna actually wants to go.
Can we do takeout here?
Takeaway?
Oh, inside, okay.
Hi, can we get a box, please? Of like different kinds? Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, we got this a cookie one.
Okay.
Good?
Worth it then.
Okay. All right, back to Monaco. After paying $60 on an ice cream cookie.
That's a scam because you pay for the bag.
And 8 macaroons. Okay. All right, just got to Monaco. Diana, what do you know about Monaco? Why do you want to go there?
Rich people are there.
Yeah, she's right. Rich people are there. Also, yeah, there's like famous car racings there, good restaurants.
Yeah.
But like, this is one country that I spent like 15 hours in. I walked all around the country and then I left. Actually didn't sleep in Monaco.
How much is the hotel there?
Super expensive. A lot of people have their yachts and sailboats. It's right on the sea. It's on the southern coast of France. It's a dream vacation for rich people. But if you aren't rich, then you're gonna be spending $60 for macaroons like we just did.
If you're rich, just look at the rich.
True. It's a very aspiring place to go if you have money. Look at the juice inside of this. Unfortunately for Monaco and all the countries here in the lower part of my list, I don't have too much content from there because I went like 10 years ago and I haven't returned. So that's why we're just flashing photos and some other random B-roll shots that we find. But yeah, Monaco, kind of boring. While I'm standing here in front of the beautiful Arc de Triomphe, we're gonna talk about country number 48, Andorra. Andorra is actually near France, in between France and Spain. It's nestled in between, and it's really a nature's lover's paradise. So if you like nature, you should go. There's mountains, there's skiing, there's all kinds of cool things there. For me, I found it really boring. The biggest highlight of Andorra for me was the main shopping street with all the pedestrians and the McDonald's, which I ate at, which was pretty interesting. McDonald's in Andorra. I can't really say much more about Andorra just because it's so boring. There's a couple monuments, there's a couple little fountains. It's charming, it is nice. Like if you're in your older age and you want to retire or you want to go on a ski trip, then you should definitely go to Andorra. But if you're a backpacker or a budget traveler or just someone who's looking for culture, then Andorra is probably a country that you can skip. And if you think I'm wrong or if you disagree, please let me know in the comments down below. That's kind of the reason why I'm making this video, is to share my opinions and to also hear yours as well. All right, that takes me into country number 49, Luxembourg. As you can imagine, it's low on this list because I also find it boring and expensive, like Liechtenstein, like San Marino, like Monaco. There's just these small city-states within Europe, these small countries that are just not so filled with culture. For travelers, I just think they're boring, and Luxembourg's one of them. I remember going there when I was 23, and I got a $15 beer for like a half a liter of beer. And I was coming from Prague at the time, where a half liter of beer was like $3. So I couldn't believe how expensive it was in Luxembourg. It's manageable, it's cool to walk around. There's a cool fortress in the downtown Luxembourg. Awesome view of the old city. People are friendly, they speak English. There's actually a language called Luxembourgish, and I have a buddy who speaks 8 languages fluently, he's from Luxembourg. So I feel like the people there are really well educated and really smart and really cultured because they're surrounded by so many other countries, but I don't know. Not the most exciting place in the world if you ask me. And that leads me to the final country on this list, number 50. Can you guess what it is? It is the Vatican City, the smallest country in the world with a population of around 800 residents. Benvenuto, Vaticano. Yes, they do have their own passports, they have their own flag, they have their own currency. It is within Rome, but it is an independent country. They have a seat in the UN. Good morning from the Vatican City. That new country.
This is really cool.
It's amazing. I love the monuments there. Like it's fascinating. Like the home of the Pope. You have the amazing St. Peter's Basilica. It's one of the most historical places in the world for Catholicism, for just incredible history.
Right now you're gonna get a glimpse of the greatest Christian church in the world.
I'm standing inside the world's biggest basilica here in the Vatican City.
St. Peter's Basilica. These are all hand-done mosaics, not paintings. It is just spectacular in here. It's just so beautiful. Wow. But it's so small. There's no hotels there, so it's impossible to stay overnight. And if you try to sleep on the street like my friend did, you'll get arrested. And it's a place that you just visit for a few hours. The lines are so brutal, so please go early or buy the fast pass tickets if you're gonna take a tour. But yeah, I just think that the Vatican is great to visit once, and then once you see it, it's like the Grand Canyon. It's amazing to visit once. I love it. And I'm from Arizona, but once you go once, you don't really have to go again. So that's kind of my thoughts. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end, I applaud you. This video is based solely on my own personal travel experiences after visiting every country in Europe, most of them 3 or more times. We'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with my list. What would you rank higher? What would you rank lower? Let me know in the comments down below. Cheers from Paris. I'm gonna go get some amazing dinner tonight in Paris, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Au revoir.